While Planet Coaster 2 has finally reached a state where the base game feels somewhat complete and in good enough shape to receive proper DLCs, as we saw recently with the Sorcery Pack, then Planet Zoo is standing a bit with one foot in the grave at the moment, where it hasn't received much sign of life since the release of the Asia Animal Pack. The end for this game has been called out many times in the past, where it turned out not to be true. To claim this once again is risky, so I'll at least give it until after Christmas before giving up hope. But I think what happens within the next couple of weeks could be a strong indicator towards if this game has retired or not. On the 5th of November, Planet Zoo will turn 6 years old, and the day after, Planet Coaster 2 will see its first anniversary. And how this will be celebrated by Frontier I find very interesting this time. It can say a lot about the past, the present and the future for our favorite Frontier games. Will Planet Zoo be the forgotten child, or will we once again see a new animal added to the game? Will Planet Coaster 2 maybe also receive a free gift? And if so, what could it be? And by looking at what happens for these games, can we tell anything about what to expect for Jurassic World Evolution 3 next year? For 4 out of 5 anniversaries, Planet Zoo has received a new species or subspecies for the game, as well as some smaller stuff on the side. If this will happen again this year is hard to predict right now, but I think it can tell a lot about the current state of the game. If we don't see much more than a social media post on this date, I think there's a good chance that support has indeed ended for Planet Zoo. But should we once again see a new animal added to the roster, I believe it can be a two-sided coin. Either it means there is still a bit of life left for this game, and it could even mean we might in fact see another DLC coming at some point before Christmas, but it could also more be seen as a farewell gift. If that is the case, Frontier most likely won't directly call it that, leaving us a bit in the same situation as after the Asia Animal Pack. If we are lucky, the end will be hinted at somehow, so we can move on and know that we had 6 great years of content for this game, and then hope for a sequel next year. But all in all, receiving an anniversary animal once again would make me somewhat optimistic for a chance of at least one more DLC coming our way this year. Although we should probably also take a look at how they deal with Planet Coaster 2's first anniversary before we jump to any conclusions for Planet Zoo. If Planet Coaster is also just celebrated with something like a social media post, and it was the same for Planet Zoo, well, then they might just have changed their way of dealing with these anniversaries, meaning we should not necessarily see this as the end for Planet Zoo, even though I would still be skeptical. If Planet Zoo in fact gets nothing, and Planet Coaster 2 does get something, well, then I would strongly believe support has ended for Planet Zoo. So I think you get the point now, so let me instead talk a bit about what we could be getting for Planet Coaster 2 on this anniversary. As you might know, I haven't played much of Planet Coaster myself. Most of my experience with this game is this great build you see here. But I will dare to talk a bit about it anyway, without going too much into details. I guess the equal to getting an animal in Planet Zoo is getting a roller coaster in Planet Coaster 2. So the gift might very well end up being a new coaster for you to add to your parks. Even though something like a flat ride or water slide also seems within the possibilities, I think. But another scenario could also be them bringing in some of the missing stuff from the first game. Again, this could be in the form of attractions, but I guess missing scenery items from the first game's DLCs, or perhaps stuff like missing shop brands could also be an option. My guess is as good as yours, but I wouldn't be too surprised if they look into using the anniversary to bring in even more missing items from the first game, as they have done with the free updates over the past year. And should they deal with it like this, then it could also bring some hope for the Jurassic World Evolution community, who are also left in the unknown for some of their missing DLC content at the moment. A lot of fan favorites are left out for now. If Planet Coaster 2 indeed bring in some left out Planet Coaster 1 stuff for the anniversary, well, then they might do the same with some of the missing creatures for Jurassic World Evolution 3 in a year's time. But maybe we'll already know more about this before then. This is of course all just speculation, but I will for sure pay attention to the 2 upcoming anniversaries for these great games. Let me know what you think and what you expect. and then we'll know more in a few weeks' time. Thank you for stopping by.